Hey, welcome back to my garage and to the channel. In a previous video saw me install some new LED lighting, but I've been doing more work in here, getting this area set up, doing some painting. Yeah, I can see how dirty and stained the walls are where I haven't painted yet here. But I think in today's video I'm going to go over basically how to install caster wheels on a workbench so you can move it around. So I have this Craftsman workbench which was free to me. It was left in the house. You know, we bought the house as is, so this Craftsman workbench was left here. I already threw away all the stuff that was in it. It was a bunch of old like hardware and stuff like that. It's just really dirty. It's in good shape. Ball bearing slides, got a metal top, but it's heavy. It's hard to move. It was originally where my chest freezer was, and haven't decided if I want to keep it here or put it in that space over there on that wall after I finish painting and stuff. But I want to be able to move it around to work on projects, and it's low. I like something higher up for working on projects. So I bought a 4-pack of some 4-inch casters. So my plan is to clean this up, install casters on all 4 corners so I can move this workbench around, be more functional for me, or I can, you know, wheel it outside the garage when I'm cutting wood on it or something like that. But yeah, I'll leave a link to these. I got these on Amazon. This is the best price I could find. You know, black powder coated steel, double ball bearing polyurethane wheels. I went with 4-inch. They had, you know, 2-inch, 3-inch, 4-inch, 5, 6 different options. Pretty good price too. I think it was like 28 bucks for a pack of 4, and you know, nuts and bolts to install. So yeah, the first thing I'll do is get it cleaned off, and I'll take it outside, clean it up real quick, spray it off, and then we will flip it over and see about getting these casters installed. So we'll go over that process. So, you know, pressure washer outside made quick work of cleaning this up. I did take the top and all the drawers out, let it sit out in the sun and dry, and it's no longer old and stinky and dirty. It actually cleaned up quite nice. So I got it back in the garage where I have AC because it's like 100 degrees outside. But my workbench does not have any provisions, which most people are probably going to run into this problem. I've had quite a few different ones over the years. And they usually don't have a nice place to mount your casters to. So you can see on this side I've already been working on coming up with a solution, which I have now. But essentially I'm just repurposing some 2x2 material that I have. That's all scraps that I used to, look out, to build these shelving. All this wood was here, so some scrap wood. I noticed on this side there's like in the C channel and this lip there's a groove for it to fit. So essentially what I did was, you know, yours may differ, but it's going to be something of this sort. You're going to need some kind of base material to put your casters in, but I was able to fit that piece in, and then I screwed it initially from the outside and 2 screws here, which I later replaced when I put in the second screw because I need, or this second block, because I needed it wide enough. And then the second block sandwiched the metal, and I have a screw going all the way through that 3-inch wood screw. So I have multiple 3-inch wood screws going through there and here, all holding this in. It doesn't deflect. I thought about running a support down, but this steel C-channel bracing on the front and back gives me support from side to side. But you could box a whole wood platform to mount it. I thought about doing that, but I think this plan is going to work for what I want. So I just got to recreate it on the other side. So yeah, just slipped the 2x2 into that channel, pulled it up flush on this bottom lip, and drove a self-tapping screw through the metal into the wood on each side just to hold it in place. And then I'll get 2 starter holes drilled through the metal to send 3-inch wood screws through to put on my second piece of wood So I've got to go cut another piece of wood and then we'll get that on. Drilled a starter hole through the metal so I can get these wood screws through and just getting them started. So I just got another piece of 2x2 cut to the same length and set it on the other side of the C-channel, sandwiching that piece of metal between the two. And I'm not trying to level this perfect, I'm just eyeballing it flat. When I mount the casters and test it, if any of the wheels are, you know, off from the other one, I can use washers to shim under the caster plates. So I'm not being super precise here. Just gonna hold it in place, eyeballed, and send these screws in. So just got a screw in there on my inside piece. Again, I pre-drilled. One, I don't want to split this wood with these wood screws, and two, I needed to get through that piece of metal coming through because these wood screws won't screw through metal and it'll mess them up. So I got this side pre-drilled to go through the metal piece and lock these two pieces together. 3-inch screw is perfect. So threw a few more screws into this. It's solid, and I'm just matching where I mounted. Well, I haven't mounted them yet. I've marked the holes and drilled for where I want the casters. I basically set them so I could easily access the lock with my foot without it sticking out too far. And then I just eyeballed them all in the right spot. So just making pencil marks in the center of these slotted holes. You do have some adjustability. So I'm just going to make pencil marks on that one. I've already penciled and drilled for these. Do the last one. The only problem I am going to have is I can't use the supplied bolts. They are not long enough to go through the material I used. So I was thinking about switching out to some wood lag screws, but I didn't have enough that I could find. And these are too short. So I'll probably make a run to the hardware store and get like a 2-inch bolt. I'll just take this with me and try to find a matching bolt in a longer length. So, and then one other little thing I'm gonna do, which is not even necessary, but I mean I have paint, so I'll just hit up some paint primer. Black goes on wood, so I'll hit this up with a wool paint before I bolt the casters on. So finish marking, drilling, hit it with some paint. While that's drying, we'll make a trip to the store to get some new hardware. So to be clear, my pack of casters also came with a bag of washers and Phillips wood screws, look to be about 1.25 inches long, which I could have used for wood. But I'm actually kind of glad I didn't see them until now and didn't use them, because you know those wood screws for the lateral or shear forces of rolling the cart around, I think a through bolt and nut is going to be stronger to support that movement. So I will finish drilling my holes to the correct size to fit the supplied bolts. So that's what I am doing. I just got to get the longer ones to fit all the way through. But full disclosure, because I'm leaving a link to the product I use, they do come with wood screws and washers. So I realized most of this wood isn't even going to be visible when I flip the cart over. So I skipped painting, ran to the hardware store, got some longer bolts, and I'm gonna get this all installed. Alright, we got all 4 casters on. Again, everything's still feeling really solid. I'm happy with how it came out so far. What I ended up doing is, for this back right, this is actually a lag wood screw because of the metal here. It was hard. Figured it was going to be hard to get a washer. I probably could have got a washer and nut back there, but wood screw behind this and the back one, and then the other 3 our washers and nuts. So everything looks good. Let's get the area cleaned up and flip this back over. So before I flip it back over, so again, the casters I got, I'll leave a link. Polyurethane wheel seems to be really solid. It's got a little bit of give, but it's like a hard plastic. So should be plenty strong. It says it's double ball bearing on the wheel, and it's a ball bearing 360 degrees swivel. You can actually see the balls in there. And I went with the 4-inch model. Again, they have multiple sizes. So the wheel diameter is 4-inch. And just so we can measure this, it's going to add about maybe 5.5 inches to the overall height of my workbench. So that's something to keep in mind when you're getting casters. I wanted more height, so this is a standard 32-inch workbench. I like things higher up when I work. I don't have to bend over as much. So yeah, it's going to add about 5.5 inches to the overall height. But let's go ahead and flip this thing back over. She rolls quite smooth too. And I don't even have the top put on, which also gives it rigidity. But I have no play, side to side, corner to corner, so I don't need to shim any of the wheels. Nice. And yeah, I went to blow like all this wood dust from drilling. And watch your ears with my leaf blower. It's enough to push it, so it's like nice. The only other thing we have to do is check these wheel locks and put it back together. There's the wheel locks there, so I can get to it from the front or from the side. Actually, just the one. It's pretty good. Not going to roll anywhere. Just put on this other one. I am happy with that. So got it where I think I'm going to keep it. So caster install was a good success. Got it all put back together. Really an easy project. Just have to get a little creative with the wood blocks to get it to mount. So you're likely not going to be able to fit them exactly, so you're going to have to do something of that sort to get your casters to fit. But yeah, that's it for this one. Oh, I did want to check, before I forget, let's check my overall height. So it looks like just under 39 inches. Not too shabby. I like that. I'm taller, so I don't know if this is the same. I'm 6'5". I don't know if this is the same for everyone. But like workbenches and tabletops are always too low for me. I think just under 39 inches here is more comfortable. So, but I wanted the wheels so I could wheel this around the garage, wheel it outside the garage, you know, cut wood on it, work on metal, whatever I need, plus the storage. And it was a free workbench, and now I've made it way more functional. So I have the casters locked right now. I ain't going nowhere. I just have the front two locked, and it won't pull out. So I'm really happy with the project. That's it for this one. Again, I will leave a link to the casters I use. I think it was a pretty good deal for the quality. Wasn't too bad of an install. Sorry. All right, thanks for watching this one. On to the next project in the garage. All right, bye.